Amos Slade, Chief, and Copper went on a hunting trip with Alu. One day, Twilight Sparkle, Spike, and I heard the news about what was going on in town. Ernie, Bert, Moki, and Red were on a vacation, well, on a road trip somewhere in the countryside. So, we gathered some things together and we went on the same trip with them. Meanwhile, not far away, Flintheart Glumgold encountered a couple of sleazy humans who owned a fun fair. They were the Sleaze Brothers, and the names were Sam and Sid. Sam and Sid were plotting on a little something. They were plotting on capturing Moki and Red and have them performed, well, forcing them to perform in their shows so they can make money. Unbeknownst to anyone that a creature known as the Giant Cookie Monster was coming to invade town and the forest. The next day, the Sleaze Brothers have already captured the two Fraggles, and they have them locked in a cage at their fun fair. Meanwhile, Ernie and Bert have discovered what happened, and then they went into a jet plane so they can find the Fraggles and rescue them. While Vixie and Alu were trying to free Moki and Red from their cage at the fun fair, Ernie and Bert were busy with a little something.
Isn't this fun? Ernie, this is no time for singing! Oh, come on, Bert. Come fly with me in an upside-down world. There's so many strange things to see. There's upside-down people who walk down the street with upside-down shoes on their upside-down feet in an upside-down world. Ernie? In an upside-down world. In an upside-down world. My bottles have collection!
Finally, after their little misadventure, Ernie and Bert had arrived at the carnival. They had helped Moki and Red out of their cage, and they escaped. The Sleaze Brothers chased them down the road. But along with Flintheart Glumgold, they were already arrested by the cops, thanks to Launchpad McQuack. Ernie and Bert took Moki and Red home to their apartment. Sometime later, after Twilight, Spike, and I followed them all the way home, Moki and Red whispered to us about a little something. Moki secretly had a crush on Ernie, and well, Red secretly had a crush on Bert. We were surprised that they actually are in love with Bert and Ernie. The next day, Amos Slade, Chief, Copper, and Alu had arrived home from their hunting trip. Twilight, Spike, and I were surprised that they were already home. Someday we will make the forest a better place again. One day, deep in the jungle, my family, Twilight Sparkle, and Spike, and I, Todd the Fox, were on a vacation somewhere in the jungle. There, we met some old friends who were also on a vacation. Miss Bianca and her best friend, Mrs. Brisby. So I was like to them, "My mother told me everything about you. She even told me the story of your friendship and how you tried to prevent Professor Radigan from taking over the world. So yeah, those are the same courageous mice. Meanwhile, Red and Moki, along with Ernie and Bert, came along and they told us that they were having a dodgeball game deep in the jungle with a weird lion named King Leonidas. Bert was reluctant because he tried to tell Red a little something like this. But Red, the last weird lion that your friend Princess Kiara encountered just almost took over your father's kingdom. Don't worry, Bert. This lion is different. Not as brutal as the last one. Ernie and Bert were playing in a crowd full of wild animals in the game. Well, King Leonidas is secretly, impatient and villainous.
Don't just stand there! Head it in!
There was a lot of chaos in that game. Just then, the giant Cookie Monster came out of nowhere. He was ready to invade the game, but just right before the Cookie Monster can strike us down, the lion scared him off.
Stop that!
King Leonidas' roar is so loud that it sent the giant Cookie Monster flying through the air, and he went tumbling off the edge of a cliff. Just as King Leonidas is about to attack Bert and Ernie, Twilight Sparkle jumped right in front of him. I was worried about that she was ready to get pounced by him, but just before that happened, Twilight Sparkle used the magic of her unicorn horn and zapped the vicious lion. King Leonidas completely transformed into a helpless little rabbit that hops away, never to be seen again. Sometimes, when Twilight Sparkle and Spike went to visit their old home, which is for rent, they said that they have so many wonderful memories about their adventures with me, Todd the Fox, and, some other different kind of fun things we used to do a while back. One day, Twilight and Spike went on a trip to a place called Duckburg Studios. This is where they make a show called Courage of the Cosmos. Their friend Launchpad the Quack came by and they went to spend some time with him too. Well, Twilight and Spike went to guest star in the show Courage of the Cosmos. The actor, Major Courage, was secretly jealous of Launchpad because Launchpad was being best friends with them. But Major Courage secretly wants to use the pony and the little dragon for money. It was up to Launchpad to protect his friends from the greedy scoundrel. Not far away, I, Todd the Fox, was in the doorway of the studio. Along with Miss Bianca and Mrs. Brisby, I was there to make sure that Twilight and Spike are safe. You see, anywhere, including the Enchanted Forest, has many dangers. Although Major Courage was trying to get rid of Launchpad, my buddy Copper came out of nowhere to save Launchpad from danger. He attacked Major Courage and chased him around the studio. When he had the actor cornered, the actor begged for mercy. Copper spared him, and so I, Todd the Fox, forced Major Courage to do something even more better than gambling or using anyone for money. I had found him a new line of work. Like what Scrooge McDuck used to do with him in the first place.
Found him a new line of work. Get your moon rock candy, get your popsicles. One at a time, kids, one at a time. Ow! Mr. McDuck, let me out of here. Sorry, Courage. Remember, you've got a 5-year contract.
I really miss this place, Spike. We had so many wonderful memories here.
We did, didn't we?
Oh, Spike, I'm so sorry. Of course, losing the Golden Oak Library was hard for you, too.
Twilight Sparkle, Spike, and I went back into the forest where we belong. The next day, I asked Twilight would I ever see her again. Twilight answered, yes, we will. No matter how different we are, we will always be the best of friends. Oodalali!